with the Mentor Project. So glad you came by today. I am about to tell you a story. And right after that, I'm going to have some supper. I'm in a lovely room in Atlanta, Georgia, and doing some work with a school. So I thought before I bring in dinner or go across the street and get some, I would tell you a story. And then we could kind of like dine together. So the story we're going to tell today is called The Whispering Rabbit. It is a part of the Golden Book series, and it was written by Margaret Weiss Brown, and in 1948 is the copyright that I have. You may think that name sounds familiar, and you'd be right, because she wrote, among other classics, Goodnight Moon and The Runaway Bunny. So you're getting a theme here for my bunny stories. I love them. We have a bunny in the family. I have a grand bunny that belongs to my granddaughter Romy. So I know a little bit about rabbits, not as much as I should. So here we go with our story. First, of course, the puppet. So as I was getting ready to think about what to do for dinner, I found in this lovely hotel that they had supplied me with some napkins. And I said, this napkin should come to dinner with me as a story. So I think maybe I've done this before. Maybe someone's done it for you, like my grandpa did it for me as we sat around the table. So this is a square cloth. Ta-da. And what I want you to do is take one of these. We're going to make rabbits, not war. And put it over your clenched fist. You gotta have a little flexibility in that fist, because this corner is going to go in between the first finger and the third finger. I'm counting from the thumb up. Now I'm going to pull real hard to get one. You get it's bunny here. And then I'm going to go all the way to the other side. Let's make this ear just a tad shorter. It's not a lot here, bunny. And then go on the other side of my middle finger. Allow me to, that was better. All right, ooh, good. Ow, ow, sorry, buddy. You okay now? Yes. Should I let go? On my ears? What do you think? I think I should let go. There he goes. Okay, fine. Look at you, bunny. Are you just like the cutest bunny? Mm-hmm. Good? Okay. The way the story was put together, the typeset, because it's called The Whispering Bunny, when the bunny starts to whisper, they made the print real small. So it's beautifully done. I highly recommend this story and thank the publisher, Random House, for doing it. I'm sorry, are you ready? You want me to hurry up? Because it's almost dinner and I didn't bring you a carrot? Sorry, bud. Ready? Should I tell the story? Once there was a sleepy little rabbit who began to yawn. And he yawned, and he yawned, and he yawned. He opened his little rabbit mouth when he yawned till you could see his front teeth and his little round pink mouth. And he yawned, until a bee flew into his mouth. And he swallowed the bee. Along came a fat old owl. Hoo-hoo! Always keep your paw in front of your mouth when you yawn, hooted the owl. Rabbits never do that, said the sleepy little rabbit. Silly rabbit. And he flew away. The little rabbit was just calling after him. But when the rabbit opened his mouth to speak, the bumblebee had curled up to sleep in his throat. And all the rabbit could do was whisper. What shall I do? Said the rabbit to a squirrel who wasn't sleeping. Wake him up, said the squirrel. Wake up the bumblebee. How? Whispered the rabbit. All I can do is whisper, and I'm sleepy, and I want to go to sleep. Who can sleep with a bumblebee? Suddenly a wise old groundhog popped up out of the ground. All I can do is whisper, said the little rabbit. All the better, said the groundhog. Come here, little rabbit, and I will whisper to you how to wake up a bumblebee. You have to make the littlest noise you ever heard, because a bumblebee doesn't bother with big noises. He's a very little bee, and he is only interested in a little noise. Like a loud whisper, said the rabbit. Too loud, said the groundhog, and he popped back into his hole. A little noise, whispered the rabbit, and he started making little rabbit noises. He made a noise as quiet as the sound of a bird's wing cutting the air. But the bee didn't wake up, so the little rabbit made the sound of snow falling. But the bee didn't wake up, so the little rabbit made the sound of a bug breathing, and a fly sneezing, and grass rustling, and a firefighter thinking. Still, the bee didn't wake up. So the rabbit thought of all the little sounds he could think of. What could they be? How about a sound as quiet as snow melting? Or as quiet as a flower growing? Or as quiet as an egg? And suddenly he knew the noise that he could make. And he made it. Listen carefully. It was like a little click made hundreds of miles away by a bumblebee in an apple tree in full bloom. On a mountaintop, it was a very small click of a bee swallowing some honey from an apple blossom. And at that, the bee woke up, and he thought he was missing something, and he flew away. And then what did the little rabbit do? That sleepy little rabbit. He closed his mouth. He closed his eyes. He closed his ears. He tucked in his paws and twitched his nose. And he fell sound asleep. I hope when you yawn, you cover your mouth so a bumblebee doesn't get in. And I hope when you want everyone around you to be able to sleep, you whisper. Whispering is such a good art. It makes everybody listen harder, lean into you. Listening is something that is so hard to teach, but you can do it. And now to end our tale, we first say thank you to the Mentor Project. Thank you to Margaret Brown for creating this book. And then we say to the rabbit, abracadabra, and he disappears. Have a great week, a week of good listening. And that is the end of our tale.